Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, The Trading Card Frog. I'm your host, and today, well, we're gonna try something a little different. We're going to go through, well, basically, one of my decks. I've been trying this deck out for a little while. Not this one, but this one. Yes, I call this the BarrierLich Deck. Basically, I do have it in real life, but due to certain circumstances like the world pandemic, we're basically going to do this online, and yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy. We'll go through the deck profile a little later. I just want to explain the main goal of the deck. Obviously, you see Eldlich. Eldlich is, you know, pretty good, and it's very consistent overall. But it's usually just an engine that gives you the attack power and the resilience to outgrind your opponent and beat them. So what I did is, well, he's light. If he's light, I can add a barrier statue to that. Yes, sir. And I've been playing this for a very long time, but I've only saved a few gameplays from recent days. Because, well, I decided to show you guys what it looks like. It's not perfect, but it is pretty darn good, if you ask me. If you get the right cards, but for some reason I get luckier in real life than in the game. Anyways, yeah. So back on track. How to get this as fast as possible. Okay, well, sir, you can normal summon this because you don't normal summon in this deck. Or you can also use Condemned Witch, which is a card I love to play. This card here, when it's normal summoned, you get to search a forbidden card. Wow, what a great search right away. Most people use their Ash Blossoms on this to negate your search. And then you can just plus by summoning your Eldlich and doing the whole wombo combo. But during your opponent's turn, during their main phase, you can tribute this card and special summon one level 4 fairy monster from your deck. Boom! This card. So basically, what you want to see in your starting hand is either one of these two cards, and something that starts your Eldlich combo, and one of those cards so your Eldlich combo works better, and that's it. That's the whole deck. That's stupid as hell. But let's go through replays. We're going to do a few of them. You can see I have like 5 of them here, and yeah, so let's just go. Lich versus Quit. I don't remember everything by heart, but yeah, we'll try to do this smart. Okay, so you can see that there are a lot of cards in this deck, and here you have somewhat of a brick hand. You can only have one of these effects per turn, basically, like the search one. So if they do negate it, well, we're fucked. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we're fucked if they do negate that, because we have no means of summoning Eldlich the big boy. So, basically, you can see this card, which is a great card. I'm not gonna lie, this card in this deck is insane. This card in any barrier statue deck is insane, okay? And it's just a freaking 15-cent common. It's stupid, but it's so good, guys. So good. Anyways, let's just keep going. And I'll pause once in a while. They go first. As you can see, they have... well, they have nothing much, but they do have some decent stuff. Like, they have a means of negating me if I get rid of their monster. I was lucky enough to get this, and now they just surrender. Like, they literally just surrender. Okay, they didn't even get to see the barrier stuff or the Dogmatica stuff. Like, they get none of the experience at all, which kind of made me sad, but, you know, a game is a game. Now let's go with Lich versus Mutant. So this game was a little interesting, okay? It was my first time playing against mutants, and I didn't know their effects at all, actually, like, at all. I'll be fair with you guys, the only guy I know around me who plays mutant only just started collecting them, and I've never played against him due to the current worldwide situation, and so, yeah, that's that for that. And on my part, I only have one card that searches. This is not a bad hand, don't get me wrong. This is a great card that outs a lot of the meta deck, but I was not expecting to play against mutants. This card is dead against them. They have a lot of different attributes, and so you have a hard time using Swamp or Starving, and so this was a dead card right off the bat. and they drew 2 Ash Blossoms. They could negate my search with this and the special summon. So that's just sad. I have to stall with 3 traps. But let's see how it goes, okay? I do remember this game. This was a very long grind game, okay? Like, I had to outgrind the opponent so long. I don't even remember. I think I won. I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, I kept 1 in my hand just in case I had to discard for Super Poly. And so, yeah. But if Condemned Witch... Okay, let's just pause quickly. If Condemned Witch would have gone off, I would have stomped the opponent. If they had only 1 Ash Blossom and no other hand trap, I would have pretty much won right there, because they had no means of summoning something that could get rid of my 1 statue without getting Solemn the fuck out of life. And the statue would have just stayed there for a while, and I might have drawn into something useful with that deck shuffle that Condemned Witch would have done. But now they have their starter, and I have nothing but cards that can try to protect me, but this is a dead card, as I explained earlier, and since this is only in my hand because of this, well, I only have 1 monster and 1 trap. So let's just go ahead and watch what goes. Basically, I just decide to try to stall a bit. I have no clue what I'm going to go against, and I'm hoping that eventually they'll have a second card that I can use this on. So now I summon this, get the effect off, which is great, but now they summon some big freaking monster, and I get fucked. I can't put my statue. So I try to search, you know, force my Eldlich out, and I keep this in hand because I still have no clue if they're gonna have 2 monsters of the same attribute with different types, which would allow me to special summon my Swamp Boy. But now I'm just gonna stall and hope for the best. I can't do much. I do have my Solemn face down, so I do try to stall. And at this point, I think he's the one who quit. Like, they quit. I won. I don't know why they quit at that point. It was weird. Wait, no, I thought it went further. Did it not save further than 5 turns? I'm pretty sure it went further. Anyways, from what I remember, it was a victory. Because I did outgrind them at that point, because, you know, I don't need to have more than 1 monster on the field at the same time that's of the same attribute. I basically just need 1 Eldlich and 1 statue. That's all I need. And they didn't have anything to get over my Eldlich, from what I remember. Anyways, Lich versus Banish. So this game I was playing against a Banish deck, like one of those Grand Maju decks, and they started playing with Golden Castle. This did not last only 8 turns. Why did it only save 8 turns? I have no clue. Anyways, so I do try to stall, and I do have 1 card face down to try and protect me. But they kind of destroy it, and now I'm screwed because, well, basically I wasted my turn. But at that point, I do know they have Golden Castle, and I do know that Eldlich protects itself from destruction. So I'm not afraid at that point. Castle cannot destroy it to burn me. That is great. And now I just have to poke them, and poke them. And yeah, so you guys will see. Maybe it's only 8 turns after all. I thought it would have been longer. Anyways, so they do summon a lot of things. They do get my stuff out. This can't be destroyed. So they do get rid of it somehow, and I just negate stuff to try and get my my game going and stuff. But I do still have this face down to try to protect me if they do attack me. So let's just see where this goes. But basically they increase the attack. I stall. And for some reason they couldn't attack. Oh yeah, this stops them from attacking other cards. So that was that for that. And from this, I was able to search for that card. And with this, I was able to search for another very useful trap that is basically the pop card. And this can't be destroyed with this card's effect, so I could use this to destroy that. I'm not affected, so screw you, and you lose your other material worth of effect. And at this point, basically, I'm really just hoping that this will go down in attack points fast, and it does. So yeah, they can't last much longer because this basically just got rid of their whole deck. And now they're trying to go over me. I summon this, pop it, they got Squat. The only thing they can destroy with it is this, because this can't be destroyed, and they basically lost. Like, they can't do anything more. So I just bring back the one I had in my grave, because I only played 2. This basically goes to grave, allows me to search. Now this won't work. I get to kill them, and that's the game, basically. Like, they can't come back at this point. Like, this dies, and they gave up. That's about that. But yeah, so that's how it goes. Basically, the deck, you just try to outgrind, which is the usual Eldlich play. And otherwise, you basically just summon the barrier to stop them from outgrinding you or killing you before you outgrind them. That deck is just insane. So now I was kind of lucky. I did not know I was playing against, well, new cards, nor did I know I was playing against Egyptian cards at this point. So I just tried to stall them, and I do get my statue out, and this basically curb stomped them out of the game. Like, they don't have anything that's light that can summon itself. Like, I didn't know at this point, and I'm just going off. I have great board presence at this point. Insane godly, if you get the pun, godly board presence. They're just hoping they're going to draw an out to this. That's all they're doing at this moment. They set this hoping that it will either make me afraid or that it will be able to summon itself, but they can't. It's water, and I stopped water. So at this point, they can't do anything. They can't get rid of my cards to summon either, because they don't have enough. They need 3 monsters, I believe. Even if they did draw the card, the new card that was able to summon these by tributing 3 monsters, they don't have 1 on their field, and I only have 2, and I only need 2. But I didn't know they were playing gods, so maybe I would have summoned a 3rd one anyways. Anyway, so that's that for this one. And this one, I believe, is one where I bricked. Let's just swap quickly. I bricked. Okay, let's be fair here. All of these are not great if you don't have the big boy himself, and this can search for the big boy, but I don't have anything to bait any end traps at all, okay? And this is good, don't get me wrong, but it's just not great if you don't have the barrier on the field. So at this point, they go off. I have no hand traps, okay? And this is stupid. I will show you the deck list later. I do have enough hand traps to at least usually have 1 negation when I'm going second. This deck has a lot of outs to a lot of things, but I did not draw them, and that was a big boo-boo. But I do play 47 cards, which is somewhat understandable. You know, you gotta expect this at some point. You're not always going to draw the greatest cards all the time. You need to lose once in a while, and this is one of those. They know my hand. They literally know my hand. They know I have no hand trap at all. Like with that dolphin earlier, they know I have nothing. And I know this combo, it's not a fun one. I've been there before. I've played this card before in other decks. And, you know, I mean, I'm screwed. I'm fucked. Like, this will curb stomp me from using Eldlich. This will just negate me. And then they have just that board that's just such a pain in the ass. With this guy with 2 equips. And this will make me lose something as well. So now I have nothing. Look at this. Look at this. I just set 5 pass. I can't do shit. I can't search. I got nothing. And they blow this one out. And so this, since it died during the end phase, I got to try my search, but they negated it. So I have nothing. I had just tried to stall, summon some monsters somehow. Surprised they didn't negate it, but they do want to keep these negates in case I had something better face down. I don't know what they're expecting. No one plays Mirror Force in an Eldlich deck. But, you know, I surrendered at this point because I knew I couldn't do anything. This died. Like, it couldn't kill one of their cards. And at this point, I could try to summon another one, but that would be it. I would block 2 attacks, and I would have nothing. This could negate my searches at the end of the turn. With this too, I would have no means of getting out of there. So sadly, that was that for this. And yeah, so basically what you guys saw with those replays is if the combo goes well, it goes well. If the combo isn't drawn into, or I don't have anything to stop or slow down my opponent, it's usually the same way for every deck. It sucks. Like, it just sucks. So let's go quickly over this deck. Is it budget? A little more now, since this guy's been printed in gold, the new gold series, Mago, Maximum Gold. But yeah, the deck is pretty affordable. This was in gold series, which is great. I did play the deck before Gold Series, but I was happy to see it being lower rarity so I could protect my high rarity ones. These are in Gold Series as well, so that's something else that's pretty easy to get. These are also in Gold Series, which is easy to get again. These are in Gold Series, but a little more expensive in Gold Series than the common from the Soul Burner starter structure deck. So, you know, whatever, but they're budget. They're less than $10 Canadian, that's for sure. These two are also in Gold Series. Jeez, the whole line is in Gold Series. Well, yes it is. Go and get them, boys and girls. But yeah, these two are here as well. Very good. You need hand traps in this deck, but you don't play 3 of each in case you draw more than 1. You can only play 1 of each per turn. They're once per turn effects per name. They're hard ones per turn. You could play 3 of these and just go with 48 cards, and 3 of these to go 49 or whatever. The reason why I play more cards than 40 is because there are cards you don't want to draw more than 1 copy at a time. You don't want to draw both of these at the same time, and there are 6 cards here. Out of 40, that is a very probable thing to happen. You gotta understand, it's very probable. And if you don't, and you draw 1 of these at your first turn, and you end up getting 1 of these added to your hand because of these, well, you wasted 1 of these. That's not your goal. Anyways, so basically, the reason why you play a lot of cards is because you don't want to draw into many copies of the same card at the same time. But there are a lot of cards that you do want to see, and so you play a lot of draw power, because you can go around the problems with draw power compared to hard drawing your cards. Anyways, so 3 of these because you don't use your extra deck to win, you use it to plus. You play 2 of these because it's a good summon for this. You can play 3. I only have 2 in real life, so I only play 2. But, you know, it is a good card for the deck. And as long as it's not on the list, the ban list, well, it's very, very useful. Play it, boys and girls. You have 3 of these because you don't special summon during your own turn, except for the big boy. But usually, when you play this, it's because you need to search somehow for your big boy. So, you know, whatever. Play 1 of these because it's a good card and set it's at 1. This protects you from your opponent's hand traps when you brick, and it protects you from their graveyard when you don't brick and you play against someone who plays a lot with the grave. 2 of these because 3 is great but expensive. You can put it to 3, no worries. You can take out the Chalice. I just like to play the Chalice. You don't have to get rid of any other cards from your field or hand to negate an opponent's monster effect. Or you can use this on this guy if it's got 2500 attack and your opponent summons a monster with 29 or fewer. You don't care if this dies by battle in suicide battle, as long as you basically get to bring it back next turn. You don't care as your opponent loses their monster. So these are very good and they're searchable, and this is a great out. Like if your opponent goes first and you go second and you didn't go lucky enough to get any hand traps, this is a great out to your opponent's cards. These 2 are also great outs. I was stupid enough to play them in the main deck. You could probably put them in side deck. I was just expecting more people to play cards like Dragoon, and because of that, I wanted to main deck them. You could put them in the side deck, add a 3rd one of these and a 3rd one of these to increase your deck's capabilities, and you're set. That's basically it. And if you don't have a 3rd one of these, well, you add a 3rd one of these. That's plenty enough. You need hand traps or outs. That's what you want to replace these with, and well, this is just because it's such a great starter. This is just because you need some elixir cards that aren't these. You need 3 of these because they're great searcher cards and they have bonus effects if they're sent from the spell and trap zone to the grave when you use this guy, so bonus. 3 of these because hand traps save lives. 2 of these because 3 is bricky and 2 is godly. This card I play 2, okay? This card, insane, okay? Insane. Basically, if you have this on your field and this face down, your opponent loses their normal summon, and the normal summon is usually the only way they get to kill Barrier Statue of Heavens if they don't know, or like if they didn't side cards in their deck. Not a lot of people play cards that just destroy their opponent's monsters, like spells and traps, that destroys monsters without knowing what the opponent will play. And a lot of people revolve their deck around their monster effects nowadays. So, you know, unless they draw like a card like this that negates it, or this, which they can play at the beginning of their turn, they're going to need their normal summon. And this bad boy right here destroys it. It's so insane. Like, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Send one monster with an equal or higher attack from your extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy that monster. Until the end of your next turn, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Well, you don't care. You don't use your extra deck for anything except blowing their monsters up or drawing. Or, you know, stealing their stuff, but you basically don't play this if you already have the statue out, because they're water and dark. They're not light, so you can't summon them anyways. But, you know, this is insane, and this is why the extra deck is shaped the way it is. So you play 2 because 3 is bricky, because you can only activate 1 of these per turn, and if you draw 3 in your starting hand or 2 in your starting hand, you're sad. Especially if you don't have these, because they're not that great at that point. You have Conquistador 3 times and Haquero 3 times because you need them. They're great searchers, they're bonus effects. This guy right here, insane, okay? If you have this on your field and you get this out by using this or this trap, basically this acts as another copy of Dragma Punishment or Dogmatica Punishment. This, you summon it, you blow up their one normal summon. You blow up their one normal summon, but it's also a means to destroy their back row. Well, face up back row. So if they have any cards that basically are floodgates, this can destroy them. Enjoy life, guys, enjoy it. But this can also destroy their back row, and we'll be right back at that soon, okay? Anyways, Solemn Judgment and Solemn Warning, because you need stuff that stops your opponents from normal summoning or, you know, getting over this overall. So you basically have 3 cards here that work to destroy their cards and protect your statue if you have this on the field. Otherwise, you have these 2, you have these 4, which just make them waste their normal summon, and then you have these 2 right here that basically, if you searched it with this, not only does their normal summon not get their effect, so if they normal summon a searcher, for example, I don't know, Armageddon Knight, or they summon something like, I don't know, what's more meta relevant that's a searcher, I don't know, Lady Debug, I don't freaking know, sue me guys, but this will negate that effect, and usually, normal summons have less than 2000 attack, so they won't even be able to destroy the 1000 attack barrier statue you have, so you have another free turn. This one card guarantees you protect this from their normal summon, and they lose their effect. That's insane. It's a free plus right there. Anyways, so you have a lot of means to protect this, but you don't have any means to protect it from spells and traps, which is why you play 3 Solemn Judgments. Those will save your butt so much. For the extra deck, you can basically play whatever you want because of Dogmatica Punishment. You can even play like those 5k beaters that no one plays anymore, because basically it does allow you to destroy a monster with 4000 attack if your opponent ever summons one. But you don't care at that point, okay? You don't care, and here's why. Dogmatica Punishment can send 1, so you send like Fossil Warrior Skull Knight, or you send Entis. When you send these, you get a bonus effect in the grave. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. This can be a spell, a trap, a monster, you don't care, you just destroy anything you wanted. But that's on the activation. So if your opponent just normal summons and doesn't have anything on the field except that normal summon monster, don't waste an Entis, use a Fossil. This card, you can activate the effect when it's in your graveyard. You can just banish it from your graveyard, not during your opponent's turn, but still. Then target 1 monster on the field, doesn't have to be face up, and destroy it. It's good. It's just freaking good. I mean, you just basically get to choose what you destroy when you destroy it. You don't have to use it the next turn. You can just, you know, destroy stuff. And I do understand that a new Fossil Warrior will be out soon in the OCG, but it's not yet here. Yeah, it's not yet. Wait, is it maybe not a Fossil Warrior? Maybe it's just a Fossil? Yeah, okay, Skull Convoy, I believe the name. No, that's not it. It's Skull Wagon? Yes, Skull Wagon here. Once this hits the TCG, you can include this in this deck. this card will be great as well. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target one spell or trap on the field, and destroy it. So, you know, you can have fewer Mud Dragons and fewer Venoms if you want. Add a couple of these, and that should be enough to last you the game. It's good. If your opponent plays a lot of back row, well, just destroy it instead of monsters. Destroy their back row. Who cares at this point? Anyways, but yeah, you play the Swamps and the Starvings for your polys, and otherwise you play one Omega, because basically, once per turn, well, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other card in the graveyard, shuffle both that card and this card from the graveyard into the deck. So if you sent it to the graveyard using Punishment, you can recycle any one of these cards to your deck, and this goes back to your extra deck in case you needed more extra deck stuff for this or for another punishment. So this is a big bonus, let's just call it like that. And for Hip a Shinigami, it's not the best card, but do understand. If you have Barrier Statue and Golden Boy on the field, and you end up having more than one of these trap monsters, summon one of these. That's totally worth it. This guy will have more attack than either one of these, but it will also make your Eldlich a 3000 monster, and your Barrier Statue will have 1500, which is a lot stronger against normal summoned monsters than a mere 1000. A lot of those starters have like 1200 or 1400 attack, or maybe sometimes 15. So you know, you're gonna have a lot less worries, like a lot fewer worries than you would have had usually. And so that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. It's a bitch. I'll be fair, it's a bitch. If you don't brick, the opponent was just gonna be sad. And, you know, they quit. I didn't save all the replays. I kept just 5 because I thought that would be enough for a video. But a lot of people just quit after a couple turns with the statue and Eldlich on the field. They're like, okay, I'm gonna be outgrinded and I can't summon anything, so fuck this guy, I'm leaving. But, yeah. So the deck is a pain in the ass, but you guys know what? Being cancerous is fun sometimes. You just gotta play cancerous sometimes. Get that bad juju out of your mind. You know? Make someone else's day worse because you want to be happier. I don't know. Some of you guys are sick. Sometimes I'm sick as well. Stuff happens. Oh well. Anyways, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Please write in the comments if you have any thoughts on the deck. Maybe you'll make the deck better for me and everyone else. So that would be pretty cool of you. And otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, guys, it's been a pleasure. See ya.
Thank you for watching the video. While you're here, please subscribe. But also beat up that like button and share the video with your friends. Also, visit my Instagram account, YugiOrgasm, and hit my eBay store if you want some sweet deals. You never know what you will find.